Hello. I want to thank you for inviting me to your university today, and thank the Christian Student Union for inviting me over to speak with you briefly. And one of the questions that rose up in our reception earlier was, wait, why do you Christians follow all these crazy rules? I mean, they seem to really take a bite out of you having your fun. And my first response with that would be, well, we don't really call them rules. Uh, rules are kind of a harsh word. We follow a pattern. We follow a lifestyle that Jesus gives us because of that love that we have for Christ. And this love we have for Christ makes it easy, if you please, to follow him and keep those things he asks us that we should keep according as we read in the Bible. But I think when we look at the life of Christ, one would probably say these rules or the pattern he gave us were sacrificial, how to live sacrificially in the world. And that's not so foreign, is it? I mean, your parents or grandparents or uh, a friend or someone in your life probably made some sacrifices for you to be here today, to enjoy the academic arena, as well as yourself. Perhaps you made some sacrifices in high school, working after school, working weekends, saving money. So this idea of sacrificial living is not so foreign, is it, after all, because we've all done it in some way or another to better ourselves. So it's how you're going to live, what rules you're going to live by, what we're going to choose. We want to choose free of fall, that self-rule, anything goes. We know that doesn't work too well, anything goes. On an authoritarian type of rule, a dictator type of rule in our lives, somebody telling us what to do. We know that doesn't work so well. We're opposed to that. So, how should we, as one philosopher put it, how should we then live? What pattern are we going to go by? Jesus in his ministry was very radical. He told us to do some very radical things like if someone hits you on one cheek, turn the other cheek. If someone compels you to take his pack a mile, go 2 miles. If someone asks of you and you have the ability to give to that person. Don't turn them away. All kind of embedded or rooted in a sacrificial kind of living. So that would be part of the standard. But you would agree when you say things like, boy, nobody's perfect. Well, when you say nobody's perfect, then you are also saying there's some type of standard, there's some type of gauge, there's some type of yardstick that we ought to live by. And I can't reach that perfection, but nobody's perfect. So, but we do have a standard. You have something on the inside that tells you when someone's mistreated. You kind of look at that harshly because something on the inside. Uh, when you see someone that's treated unfairly, you raise up and say, "Boy, that's not right." So there's something in our conscience, and we would say as believers, our God conscience that He created at the very beginning in us, that has a sense of good and bad, or right or wrong, or evil and good. There's something there that tells us that. So we pursue that. We pursue this turning of the cheek. We pursue giving unto others. We pursue this sacrificial kind of living, not because uh, it's the end thing to do, but rather because of a relationship that we have with Christ. And so that's what makes it so easy. And that's why you obeyed your parents. Not so much because of their rules, but if they were loving parents because of the relationship that you had with them, the relationship you have with your professor. I want to do well because of that relationship you built. So it's centered around not with do's and don'ts, but rather centered around that relationship and want to show our appreciation for the things that God has given us by living up to the pattern He's given us here for on planet Earth. And that's not so foreign, is it, when we think of it that way, uh, that we live sacrificially because of a relationship that we have with this man, this teacher, this prophet, this Son of God that we call Jesus Christ. Thank you for your time.